This is Henry.
And I am Monique.
If you don't know that, she is my wife.
And that's my husband.
And we're going to share a beautiful, beautiful, great video on how we met. But it's going to be mainly my wife's side of the story.
Yes. Yes.
Hit it, baby.
If you want more about our story, let us know.
Yes.
But this is going to be my side. And
Yes.
first, before starting off, if you haven't watched us before, my husband is from Nigeria.
Yes.
I
Igbo,
am.
straight Igbo.
Yeah, he's Igbo. And I am Monique. I am from America. And we've been married for 9 years.
Yes.
9 years. And my husband is American citizen for a long time now.
For a long time now.
Yes, and it's a blessing. And I just wanted to put that out there. And before I share my story, I noticed that a lot of interracial couples, marriages, they really do go through a lot of attacks.
Yeah.
Especially YouTubers. You see it in the comment section. What people, they want to assume things. They want to attack. And I know some people will say, well, you're not really interracial. Yes, we are. I know that we are both black.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
But when you're in a relationship like ours, we have two different cultures.
Yes.
So that make us an interracial couple.
Yeah.
And it's just been a blessing.
Yeah.
On our behalf, we have a blessed marriage. We don't know what everybody else is going through.
Yeah.
But as far as us, we have a blessed marriage, and I thank God for it. One thing I can say, I thank God for my husband. My husband always, like, if you've been watching us for years, my husband is always complimenting me on videos and saying this and saying that about me. But my husband has been a true blessing to all of us. And what I mean by all of us is that when I first met him, I was a single mother of 5 children. 5 children. And he didn't have to accept that. But he did. And he rescued me out of depression as well. So starting off, I was in a relationship where he ended up leaving me with 5 kids. So I ended up having to stay with my parents. And I didn't want to stay with my parents because I didn't want to put a burden on them. But I was depressed about that. I was depressed about, a marriage that, didn't last long, right? So nobody wants that in their life. You know what I mean? So I was very depressed, and my mind was made up that I wasn't going to remarry again nor be in another relationship. My mind was like, you know what? My focus is on, let me be the best mother that I can. I never showed our children that I was depressed, but I definitely, went to work every day and, tried to do what I could to make it, right? So when I was at work, you make friends with your coworkers because that's who you work around the majority of the time. I mean, that's who you're around majority of your day. And I am from a small town, and in our small town, we had like one family that was from Africa. And I don't even know what part of Africa they were from. I don't know much at the time. I didn't know much about Africans. I have even moved to Atlanta. I didn't really do much in Atlanta. I went to beauty college, and there was no African people in beauty college. So that's all I did. I went to school, came back home, took care of the kids. I really didn't have a life, right? So I didn't know much about Africans. But when I moved to Dallas, Texas, I was in a big city, and I ended up working, at this place, and it was a lot of Africans that worked there. They was not from Nigeria though. They were from, I think, Ghana, like that. And so I just wanted to know more about, the culture, and I wanted to know more information, and I was just amazed by it. And we would have conversations during lunchtime and all that, and he gave me some knowledge that it's very hard in Africa, And I think everybody in the world knows that some parts of Africa that they show us in America, they are really struggling. But listen, it is some very beautiful, rich parts in Nigeria
Yeah.
that America don't show. Okay.
Yeah.
But going back to, what he was telling me, that some people are having a hard time down there. And it's not easy. Like, some people can go to college in America, or some people can graduate from their particular high school in Africa, but it's still very hard for them to get a job. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was very shocked to hear that. And at the time, my mother and father, were doing at home ministry, right? So I felt like God had blessed me, because like every time I worked at this job, I just kept getting good raises compared to everybody at my job. The favor of God was on me. And they also took me into a manager position where I was making a little bit more money. And so my parents didn't make me pay they made me pay the water bill, and I had to make sure I, help with food, right? So at the time I was like, I need to give back to somebody. I need to give back. And I grew a concern for Africa for some reason. And I prayed a lot, and the Lord put it in my heart that you need to help a family from Africa, right? So for some reason, I went to the post office, and this woman was, shipping some products to Africa. And I was like, you know, what made you do that? Like, how did you get in? How did you start giving to Africa? She said, to be honest with you, you have to know the person personally to send stuff to Africa, because a lot of stuff gets stolen through the mail. I was like, are you serious? She was like, yes. So she said, before you do that, make sure you know the person one on one. I was like, okay. So I got a lot of knowledge from some random woman. Matter of fact, it was a white woman in a post office, So instead of like, I didn't know nobody from Africa, and I didn't want to ask him at the same time, because I thought it would be weird,
Yeah.
the coworker. So I prayed about it. And I said, Lord, I want to help. It was a desire in me to help a family in Africa, but I said I didn't want to get scammed. I did work with a lot of money, and when you work a lot of money in your company, you do a lot of research. They make you do research, because you have to have the knowledge of, is this person trying to scam you? Is this person trying to scam you? Or money laundering and all that other stuff. So I learned a lot of knowledge through doing a lot of tests at my job, right? So I kind of had an idea of the signs of being scammed. So Nigeria was on the list, and before I say more, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I feel like I need to be 100% real on the video
Yeah.
from my life experience. Okay, so Nigeria was one on the list. It's many countries that they have listed as far as the high ranking in scammers, right? So I said, well, Lord, He'll work it out for me, right? So I just want to give back. I wanted to give my tithes and offering to a family that was in need, right? So, anyways, weeks later was so funny. I never had no African person ever inbox me in Facebook in my life. I knew for sure when he inboxed me that he was straight up African, because his name,
Chinedu.
yes. So his name was full on African. Okay, I couldn't even pronounce it, and I was scared I was gonna destroy it, because us African Americans, we have the Johnson, the Roberts, the Mitchells, like that,
Yeah.
right? So I knew for sure he was African, and I don't know what you first said in the inbox, but he was very polite, and he was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Oh my God, the Lord answered my prayers," and you know, I didn't trust him full on, but I didn't care. I just wanted to help him, and my first thought is that, oh my God, he's trying to probably scam me, because it's been some rumors around that men from African parts will try to use a woman to scam, right?
Yeah.
So I was on alert. My trust wasn't there. But I think when he wrote, I just automatically was like, hi, um, how are you doing? How's your family doing? Do y'all need help? I'm so stupid. Because the thing is, I didn't want him to I didn't want him to fake like he loved me or try to come into a relationship with me. I just wanted to just help a family, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you doing and stuff like that. And I don't know, for some reason we grew a relationship as friends. And, I got more information on his mother. And because I don't know why, it's for me, I think he had told me that his father died, his mother's still living, he had told me how old he was and all that. And so I was like, oh my God, your mother went through all of that. So my mother-in-law had 6 kids. So, me, I got 5 kids. I didn't have a husband to take care of me. I wasn't even getting child support, y'all. So my mind was like, oh my goodness. How old your dad passed away?
Yeah, I was 11 when he passed away.
Right. So imagine he was 11 years old. He has
Other siblings,
other siblings.
little.
Yeah, and the whole time I was thinking about my at the time I didn't know if she was my mother-in-law, but I was thinking about her situation. I'm like, oh my goodness, this lady has been struggling all her life. I'm like, she's like a me. Like, I felt like she was me.
Yeah.
And then on top of what the African guy was telling me is like, they go through a lot down there it's hard to find jobs. And I'm just like, wow, at least I have an opportunity to work and get on, financial assistance through the government, our food stamps through the government here. In Africa, they don't have that. So I was like, wow, this is God. Like, I didn't care nothing. To be honest with you, I didn't care nothing about his situation. I cared about his mother. I cared about his mother. That's it. And I was like, I just want to make her happy. I just want to make she like, I'm trying not to cry now. Like, I just want to make her happy. I want her to know that God loves her. No matter what, she's been through, this is a rescue mission to help her,
Yeah.
And so, how many times did I remind you that this is not for you? This is for your mom.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
It's still click in my head till today. I think some days ago I was telling somebody my wife accepted me because of my mother.
That's
My
true.
wife came in my life because of my mother.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-3 days ago I said that I was telling somebody on the phone.
Y'all, I made sure, because as a woman, I would not advise any woman to give a man money. You know, if you do, that's your business. But for me, I don't think, like, I just think I wouldn't advise, our daughters to, like, give a man money. He can go get a job. In my opinion, that's how Americans think. We like, man don't need to be lazy, right?
Yeah.
So he told me the situations he went through too, but my mind was on the mother. Like, I just wanted her to be happy. So I sent him the one payment, and I think I had told him, like, I'm gonna constantly do it, or I said I'm gonna just do it one time. I don't know. I think I kind of messed with his mind a little bit,
Yeah.
but my intentions was to, like, pay tithes and offering towards his mother, and his mother was doing ministry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was so perfect for me, and I was just so happy. And honestly, it made me go to work proud of myself, like I did something for the Lord, So I just felt like it was a mission from God. And nobody, no other African wrote me in the inbox, so I just felt like it was predestined by God,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think you told me you were interested in me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay. I was a little hesitant. So what happened was I went through his Facebook. I think I didn't even accept your friendship.
No, you didn't. I think you delayed for some days. 'Cause
Yeah, delayed.
I remember the day I sent it. Then it took about to something days
Yeah.
before you accepted it.
I didn't even really know how he looked. I just seen his profile picture, but I really didn't pay attention to it, you know. So before, when he started saying that he was interested in me as for a relationship, I was like, I went through his Facebook all the way from when he opened it. I scanned that thing. I scanned it. I did. And I don't know what year you opened up Facebook, but I went all the way to the end. I looked at his statuses. I looked at his comment sections, see if it was any females. And one thing that I loved is that he said, I can't wait to get married because when I get married, I'm going to treat her like a queen. And I was like, oh my God. Right. So the other statuses that he wrote on Facebook were always like biblical and scriptures and stuff like that. And so I was like, wow, that's a plus, But as a mother of five, I had to be protective over my own kids. So before I put my heart into him, I did my research, right? I did Google of, like in a relation, Nigerian men, scammers. What's the signs of a scammer? What will they do, to convince you to be in a relationship with you and all that other stuff? I did my research. I never told him. And I wanted to see the signs of how they work, And not only that, I had a lot of people in my head too. Because another African woman from another country, not Nigeria, she was dating a Nigerian man. And for some reason, she was so upset with him. And she's like, yeah, they ain't no good. Nigerian men ain't no good. And so she was in my head too. Because it made me ask her, because we end up being, she was a customer. So we ended up being friends because she was from
Ghana.
she was from Ghana. So I was like, maybe this is my opportunity to get some knowledge of African men. And she was like, where he from? I was like, he's from Nigeria. And she said, my boyfriend's from Nigeria, but he ain't no good, girl. He ain't no good. Leave him alone. So I had a lot of stuff going on in my head, And I was like, man, his qualities is not bad though. Like, cause we end up, I'll tell you about the phone call later. So, but long story short, she's married she's married to him. Yeah. Still to this day. But anyways, what was I about to say?
About I forgot what it was about.
I know it's a long story. So,
People was in your head.
yeah, people was in my head, and so I was like, but his qualities was not a bad. Like he didn't give me the vibe of being a scammer, because as we grew closer and closer, he got money and called me, and you could tell he had that much money because the phone call was like a second, and he was like, Angel. I didn't understand that his English was horrible. His English was horrible, and he assumed that I was sad and like are frustrated with his English. He just assumed that, and I was just so happy that he just had the call, the audacity to call me and gain up the money to call me, and he wasn't embarrassed that his English was horrible. I mean, horrible, y'all. I don't even understand how we made it.
Yeah, I think at the point I was like, okay, I wrote to you. I said, when we're speaking, we just slow, talk slow.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
I was talking too fast for him.
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh my God.
I was talking so American. I didn't get it. And his English was whack, like horrible. Yeah. But it's just something I liked about him. That when I scanned his Facebook, I was like, wow, like, and then on top of that, I seen his pictures. I was like, this man is handsome.
Come on, baby.
Man, the handsomeness did a cherry on top of the cake. You still handsome.
No, babe. No, you gotta stop. to compare with you though.
Oh no, 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 no.
But you're not gonna be. I know my peak. I know me. I see me. Look at me. Like, but
Oh,
you.
the
Oh
people will tell
boy.
you. The people will tell you. So,
Well, people gonna tell the truth though, cause they see
my
you.
husband has issues. Okay, don't pay no attention to him. Everybody know he's handsome. So, anyways, he's handsome on top of that. And it was just amazing. And so that helped him. Now, if you was ugly now, so
Oh, baby.
I learned right off that I had to keep people at my business because we started like falling in love. Like I was already in love with him. He was in love with me, but we didn't tell each other. I sure didn't tell him because I wanted to wait till he said it to me first. I ain't no fool. I ain't no fool out here. Okay, I don't want to look like I'm going crazy. But yes, he told me first, and then I admitted it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love with you too. So, but I kept people out of our business. I had to learn that because um, some people prejudge a relationship like ours.
Yeah.
Like I had never met him in person, right? So that's a prejudge, number
Yeah.
one. Number two, he's Nigerian, okay? And number three, I was financially helping my mother-in-law, So that's a thing that it looks a little fishy for people. So I kept people out of my business. Was I living a saved life then? Absolutely not. I did the best I could, okay? But I was depressed. I kind of like backslid anyways. But I wasn't living horrible. Like I just wasn't focused on God. I wasn't praying. I always acknowledged God. I just wasn't praying the way I needed to. I wasn't the best person in the world, I guess, but actually, I didn't really do nothing wrong. But I lied. I lied to keep people out of my business. I lied to my family. As of this day, do I regret it? No.
Yeah,
Hey.
cause even me, I didn't even tell people when people see it on Facebook. Oh, man, who is this? Who is this young lady? Who is this? Uh, she's from the other hometown.
Yeah.
I never tell any of them that she's American or she's. You gotta keep people out,
Yeah.
man. A lot of people was even surprised because I kept it so secret.
Yeah.
How I lost everything. So it was kind of like I need to keep things to myself.
So yeah, when I gave my life back to Christ Jesus, yes, absolutely, I repented for it. I repented for all the lies I done, but I did. I lied and kept people out my business. Because we end up being friends on Facebook and we put relationship and they were like, well, how did you meet him? And I was like, oh, I met him in the movies at the movies or just keep it up on my business. Have you met him before? Because you know how some Nigerian people are.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, absolutely, I know him and all this other stuff. I met him in person. Keep people out of my business, and it worked. It definitely worked, and we just grew, strong,
Yeah.
and then he taught me a lot about dreams, and that's when I realized that, wow.
I'm blessed.
Yeah, I'm more blessed. I'm more blessed. And he grew to know our kids and had conversations with them. And, it worked out perfectly. Our relationship grew because he gave me a lot of attention over the phone. He encouraged me. Like when I was depressed, he would encourage. He's such an encourager. Like I would be so frustrated at times, he would call and calm me down. I'm like, wow. He would talk about the future plans of what he wanted to do in my life. And he said, when I come to America, I'm going to work my butt off and you'll never have to work again. And I used, how we as young women used to be like, oh, these guys plays games. They play a lot of games. So You know, it was I had to grow up trusting him. I had to grow, I had to trust him more. The more I realized that the more he would say something, he really meant it. And I think I really realized that when he came to America. I was like, wow, everything he promised me, he did. And I used to fight him on that a lot. I'm like, I'm gonna work. You gonna work too. We both gonna work. We gonna do this together. But it ended up some things transpired in my life that I had to let the job go. But till now, he's always made sure I don't work. He spoils me, and anything I want, he give. And I mean, he always promises future, and he has given me a wonderful present. He's always considered our kids as his, and 100% he has. Ever since he always say my kids, how's my kids? You know, um, do we have clash on certain things in our culture? Absolutely, we did
Yeah.
because our language and lingo and jokes were different.
Yeah.
So we had some arguments, and but one thing I knew is that he grew my strength in the Lord. Like he helped me with that. And I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a preacher's daughter, but he helped me in that. And I'm just like, wow, I just never met anyone like this before. And at the time, when I was sending his mother money, I didn't realize that they were behind in their rent for how many months?
3 months.
So they was about to get kicked out. And he did not let me know that until it was paid off. He never asked me for money. Never. He never asked me for money. I did my promise to God. And to be honest with you, if he would have asked me for money, I would have never talked to him again. I was ready. I was ready for him to make a mistake because my guard was up. But he never asked me for money. And when he was able to pay the rent off completely and I guess the overcharges, he was like, I just want to thank you. My mother-in-law was on the phone thanking me a lot. And honestly, she still do. She's a wonderful mother-in-law. My husband still do. Like, he still thanks me to this day, y'all. I wish he'd stop. He's been a blessing. Look, he rescued me out of my
Oh,
situation.
baby.
But what made me trust my husband before we got married and we was just in a relationship that we both probably didn't even think was going to work out. Because I think my mom was like, this ain't going to work out. He's all the way in Nigeria. And my mom wasn't really like that we was going to make it like that. I thought it was like a joke.
Yeah.
But I started taking it serious later on. And he would be like, you know what? I want you to have my email passwords. I want you to have my Facebook passwords. I want you to have all my passwords because I want you to know how sincere I am. And do you think I said no to that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I received all those passwords and I looked in every one of them. I sure did, didn't I? I bet that made you nervous, but I
Oh,
did.
nah.
I did, and I also did it for him because I was like, if he gonna do that for me, I'm gonna do that for him, and that made me gain my trust with him. And, he probably had a tough time with me because I had broken heart from other past relationship, and not only that, he's Nigerian, and he had a lot to deal with and stuff like that, but. I thank God because God gave me the wisdom to not just judge people automatically. I had to, that's how I am in real life. Somebody give me bad news on somebody, I still let me judge them the way
Yeah.
they need to hurt me or do something against me before I
Yeah.
try to believe anybody else. So, and I don't know. It was just a blessing to me, and I didn't see any bad qualities in him as what the internet was saying, all my research that I did. And I would advise everyone to do any research that
Yeah.
is want to go into a relationship that is from another country.
Yeah.
You have to have wisdom on it. And every man I know is not going to be like my husband.
Yeah.
And every American woman is not going to be like me. We're all
Yeah.
different. We all have our different personalities. But one thing I do know is that we're happy. I know people want to prejudge us and make assumptions, you know, and at the same time, we don't really care what they think. But it's encouraging that, you know, we do see wonderful comments out there who see the love that my husband see me. Like, you know, they see that in the videos. Like, we get that all the time. Like, your husband look at you with so much love. And I'm like, well, do they see that I love him too? Like, should I do my eyes like more? What should I do? Like,
So silly.
I mean, like, don't they see that as well? But we're going to stop here. We'll let y'all know more about his side of the story.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
lot, you know, in this how we met and all that.
Yeah.
If you really want this to keep on coming, I want you to share the video and give it a thumbs up. The thumbs up is gonna let us know how much your love is. If you didn't do the thumbs up, then we know we're not doing this. Y'all don't like it. So
Yeah.
you approve us, right? Because you can share it to many people that let them know, hey, put a like on it. Then we will come back more because we have a lot on how we met.
Yes, yes. And maybe my husband will show you our wedding day
Videos.
video because we finally found it. We kind of lost it.
Yeah,
We
was
kind of
looking
lost
for it.
our wedding video, but yeah, you got to see it.
So if you still want to see that video,
Yeah.
our wedding videos is from the beginning to the end. Hit the like thumbs up,
Yes.
and we're gonna show it to you.
Thank y'all so much for watching. You
Thank
know,
you so
this is
much.
part 1. Please continue to keep watching the other ones. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.